Good evening, everybody. I hope that you're all well. Tonight we're looking at Open Door stock, which has seen a red day today. We're down by 3.37%. We're seeing the stock actually creeping below $10 today. We're seeing it creep down again to $9.59 at the time of filming. Now, this is quite interesting because this, I think, was something that we spoke about just yesterday, where I said that if this stock drops below $10, a lot of people will have a lot of concerns. But in reality, we've got to view this in context, and that's exactly what we'll be doing over the course of this video. If you do like these short updates, please make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe. It does help me out a lot. At the same time, do remember, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. However, if you'd like to see more of my content, I must also make you aware that I now have a Patreon page. It is linked in the description, and again I give you some behind the scenes content such as today's videos, which include 3 penny stocks which I'm paying attention to, plus an extra penny stock with a lot of potential, as long as a swing trade opportunity which I have seen on Snapchat stock. All of that can be found at the first link in the description. Anyway, coming back over here to Open Door stock, well, what stands out to me here is that we are building that healthy consolidation. Now, I said this just yesterday, that we would love to see the stock hold above $10, but the likelihood of that for a sustained period in the short term is slim, right? It's very, very slim. In this recent gain that we've seen indicators such as the RSI climbing significantly towards the overbought and actually into the overbought period. You know, this that we're seeing here is not bad. And I think people tend to get a little bit unrealistic with these opportunities. That's not to say there's not a lot more potential to run with Open Door stock, because I personally think that there is, but people expect it to be like a straight line up. That is never and was never going to happen. I think what we're seeing play out here is obviously not necessarily the best case scenario today. The best case would have been that we held above $10, $9.95. But this is a second best case. What is still intact here, in my opinion, are a few things. Number one, holding supports above key levels. These key levels are roughly 890. Holding above 890 is very strong. It shows that there is still a lot of strength in this range. Number two, holding above even better key levels. These levels are slightly higher up. I'm going to call these around 950, right? We're holding above those as well. And we're establishing this nice channel here. To the downside, like I say, you could call it $8.99, I'm going to call it actually. And to the upside, you're talking about $10, $10.50. We're in this channel where we're coming towards a point. The momentum is still moving us up despite a red day today. What is the consequence of everything that we've seen? Well, if you ask me, it's one thing. And that thing is that we've had a lot of opportunity here to take some time. We've consolidated. We've seen indicators like the RSI now cooling off significantly, coming almost back down to a neutral standpoint. Things are looking relatively strong still. And I know a lot of people tend to become, like I say, a bit nervous when this sort of thing happens, but I think it's not bad at all. If I was to give my opinions as to what I'd like to see happen into the next week or so, and the levels that I'm paying attention to, obviously, I don't want to see this stock, as you can probably tell, drop below 890, 885 at the very lowest. We don't want to see it drop out of this key channel. If we are able to maintain that, the next level to the downside would, above that, be 935. So 930, 935, then below that you're looking at 890, 885. I think if you drop below that, you may have some trouble, potentially touching on 750, so that would be less than ideal. However, what I think there's a high likelihood that we will probably stay above at least this bottom element, and then we could go on to retest to the upside. At that point, what are we looking at? We're looking at levels of difficulty recently. These levels could include, and probably will be, around 987, right? 987, 990 is going to be the next level to watch out for. If you can see that break, I think you're going back up to retest potentially on 1030. Now, this matters because in context, guys, everything's looking very, very good, in my opinion. I think in context, this is a very good thing. In context, we've had a lot of time to cool off. In context, the pattern is looking ultimately very healthy. Now, that's just the way that I see it. You may disagree, but I think going forwards into the weekend, and obviously next week when markets reopen, things are at a very, very good point. The week has been very positive. Things are moving the way that we like to see. And I think if we carry on at this pace, if we carry on at this essentially momentum, this strength, the push above $10 in the next week, I think is entirely possible. I think it's, in my opinion, more likely than not, based on what we're seeing right now. But you may agree with me, you may disagree. Of course, I'll leave you to let me know in the comment section. Again, if you want to join us over on Patreon, link is in the description. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope I'll see you over there as well. You guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day? I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from $14.50 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video.